It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
Stranger to us here on a different front, probably, but she's no stranger to us here at all. And we've had her on Sheet Speak before, but it was on a totally different, wearing a totally different hat. So we are quite honored that she decided to say yes this morning on this World Cancer Day, decide to make herself available for this absolutely critical one. I think it's a critical one, but it's quite fitting because, like I said, it's World Cancer Day, and I think we've exhausted the other avenues. We've gone, we've talked to the survivors, we've talked to the oncologists, and we've, of course,
Yeah.
things are always changing. So, there's always going to be new research, and there's always going to be new people that answer. We get to get their story as well. And I thought it was very, very vital for us to go in the route of loved one today. So, Cheryl, thank you so very much.
I'm happy to be here. Happy to be here.
Thank you so much. Right, Cheryl Pitcairn is the name. Right, so she's going to be our guest this morning. Please share your life with you about us. Cheryl, World Cancer Day is today. Now, we get right into it. I know it's a lot, I know it's heavy, but I know you're a strong woman. I've seen it in motion, and boy, I got to commend you. You are a powerhouse of a woman. How you doing it, I don't know, but you're going to share a little bit of it with us this morning. Cheryl, let's talk about why we're here this morning. This World Cancer Day, you're, like I mentioned in my preamble, you are a loved one, a wife, a business partner, so much more.
Mother,
A mother,
a grandmother,
a grandmother, and you also are a caregiver and a support system,
right?
An immediate support system
Right.
for your husband,
right?
who
Dylan,
yes, let's go there.
who has or suffered with prostate cancer.
Right.
Yeah, the journey continues. This is going to be the third year since he's had his treatment. Of course, it takes me back to the first time we got the diagnosis. And you never think cancer is coming at your door. I mean, so many people with cancer, you feel bad for them, and you can't help them. What can you do? And that's that sort of thing. But when it knocks on your door, it's a whole different ball game. So he did his test. The good thing about Dylan is that he never shied away from doctor. He never shied away from going to doctors. Men are always afraid of going to doctors. Anything he see anything funny, he'll feel like a woman. I'm going to the doctor. So I think he urinated his blood at one point, and I said, okay, that doesn't look good. So went to the doctor, did some tests, and then when he went back, the big news was that you have prostate cancer. So that hits you like a bullet in your chest, and you sit there for a few minutes trying to digest what you were just told.
Were you with him?
I was with him. I was with him.
Who was more in shock? Who was more shaken?
Maybe I was
Maybe you
more.
were.
Yeah. You see, the whole cancer thing that never I must say it never really rocked Dylan that much. He's a go-getter, yeah. When he knows what he has to do, he just does it, yeah. So they told us the thing, and then we sat there for a few minutes, and okay, that's what it is. What are we gonna do? So I said, I'm going back to work. I'm going to go to my mother's home.
Right.
She's on the morn. So he didn't answer. I just drove to my mother's home, and we sat in the driveway crying for a few minutes. My sister happened to be there, and she came out, and we told her what was going on, and But after that, he said, you know something, I'm going to work. So we went to work.
Yes.
And then we decided, well, the doctor told us what to do, and what our next step was going to Martinique, getting treatment, and that was another journey on its own. I feel for people who don't have any help, anybody to hold their hand through the process, and a lot of solutions, I think, are going through that. But before the show ends, I have a solution for them. I have some good news for them in that
Okay,
in
awesome.
that respect.
Awesome.
So we had to go to Martinique for treatment, well, for further testing, and then I went with him, and then we did the test, and then he had to go back for radiation.
So what was happening in the meantime? Because you all are sole CEO and everything, running your own company here. So
Well,
with the time to just
thank goodness we have
you had some
great
support system?
support staff
Right.
at the office that they can handle it on their own, even if we're not
Okay.
there.
Awesome.
So that's great. Um, but the whole process of trying to get to Martinique and trying to see a doctor and getting an appointment, this is the most frustrating part of the whole thing. If you don't know anybody, you're in shit street.
Mm.
Um, but in my situation, it's a little different because we have good friends in Martinique.
Okay.
I could say family,
Right.
not biological, but we treat them as family.
Okay.
And they were able to hold our hand through the process at the hospital, where to go, what to do, blah blah blah, whatever, whatever. It's a tedious process. The actual treatment that Dylan received was just 10 minutes a day of radiation. You feel nothing, but you have to do it every day. Yeah, and
At that time, where were you?
well,
Mentally, were you in the frustrated stage, or were you still in the scared
well,
stages? Where were you
I don't even know, Mareen. I was there with him, you know,
physically?
physically. I'm there with him. You can't do anything to help, but you have to be there. If you're just there, they know you were there. I think it sends a different picture to
But
the.
is it something that further frustrates you now as a caregiver, knowing that you tell it, feeling helpless and just being there, knowing that you must be there because they would, but it in your own self, you're telling yourself, but I really do enough, I could do.
Yeah, but what can you do? You have to face the fact that you can't really do anything but be there.
So you made peace with that.
Yeah, you have to make peace. You're not going to function. While at the back of your mind, you're wondering, "Boy, I hope, how is this radiation going to go? Is it going to go well? Is he going to come out on the other side smiling, or is he not going to come out on the other side at all?" I mean, all that is going through your head at the back of your mind, but you don't say that kind of stuff to them.
Because you have to be strong.
Yeah, so you're carrying everything, really, everything you're carrying it. Yeah, I mean, you don't say these things to them because it's not good. But just being there. I traveled with him to Martinique for the first set, and yeah. And then I went back again while he was there doing his treatment and that kind of thing. But you see, the support system is so important. He has friends in Martinique, and then he went out during the day. They went to the lime and that kind of thing because the radiation doesn't do anything to you physically, really.
Right.
But just knowing you have cancer is a real can really rock your boat. I can tell you because you don't know what's going to happen, and you meet other people there who have cancer. Some are not doing well, some are coming through, and it's. But I think the most frustrating part is the process of leaving here and going to Martinique. There's nobody to hold your hand, nobody to walk you through the process because they speak a different language. Doesn't speak Creole. He understands it. I speak Creole. It's really hard for people who don't have the help that they need when they get to the hospital. They're talking French to you. They hardly talk Creole. They might facilitate you, yes, a word here and there, but you really need somebody who knows what's going on to help you with that because that alone can kill you.
Yeah, the worry. Yeah,
The worry,
the worry.
and the money.
Oh, that too. No, I know you had a little unfortunate thing again.
Girl,
Eyes,
you
no.
have to go there.
Yes, because it's important because you never
We
know.
always had health insurance,
Right.
right? I worked for Liat and we had always had health insurance. And when they closed the office at the city office, we fought to keep our health insurance because they didn't want to give it to us. But we said, hell no, we're keeping our head meaning it. And we've been paying our health insurance even if we didn't work for Liat or whatever. And then one day I found out that Clico and all this help and Liat not paying and all kind of bullshit. and we had no health insurance. We had no health insurance.
So did that
You,
happen? Did you get to find that out after the diagnosis and you realized you had to when you go
it was
looking
a
for
little while before found out that we
okay.
had no health insurance.
Wow. So
You
but
know,
that
but that's a
that
hell of
kind
a
of money.
thing. You've
Yeah.
been paying your insurance for so many years. You see why people can go berserk
Yes.
and just come
Especially
in
this
and do something. It's enough to kill a man. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Now you really need your money. You need and it's not there. So what do? So all the savings that you have in the bank goes down that
Trajectory.
right,
Wow.
and it's not a little bit of money. Okay, and
But how I want to go there. How are you keeping all of this together, Sharon? Because you have this news to deal with, like whether or not this is going to be around, and then you have to now say, well, the next thing I have to do everything that we have to do everything to
uh,
make
uh,
sure,
let-
and then boom, there's no money now.
let's
So
keep it simple. My father left me some big girl panties. Okay.
okay, you send them on. You just decide, oh, now is the time to jump into
You know what
those.
I'm saying? I've been taught, you have to keep it together. Somebody has to keep it together. While everybody else is breaking down around you, somebody has to keep it together. What you gonna do? All of us can break
But
down.
even that somebody that is keeping it together at some point, Sharon, come on, it's human.
At
At some
some
point,
point, it's going to
it
collapse at
just
some
has to
point.
collapse at some point. So where do you find that balance now?
Ah,
What
it's going to collapse at
it's
some
going
point, but
to?
until it does,
You just keep
you have to
going.
keep it together. And you sit down and you try to strategize and what am I going to do? What is the best way to do this? Thank God we have great family, great friends who showed up for us. And whatever we had, all went in it. You understand what I'm saying? All went in it.
We have to go back and down to the drawing board
It's
and
like
strategize.
starting all over again.
Oh my God. No, no, Cheryl, did you ever well, did you get to the break point?
I got to the break point when I did my last interview with you.
Really? I know. 'Cause I walked in and said, and
I
Cheryl is looking like, and I'm seeing, okay, Cheryl is still in that zone. I saw you in that zone. It was like a zone. I'll explain it to them
uh-huh.
because I saw you. We walked into the interview. I'm looking at Cheryl, and you could tell, because I know Cheryl, when I meet
Yeah.
Cheryl John, Cheryl had this toughness about her, like just standing there, and I'm saying, but, and then immediately I picked it up. I said, but Cheryl, I know what you're doing. You're trying to hold it together for everybody and play you as the strongest one, but there have to be a let out point for you.
Yeah, there comes a time when it happens without you knowing it. It just happens.
No,
You have no
you can't
control over
plan
it.
it.
Yeah.
When it can't
So
take it again, you have to release. You have to go somewhere.
it's a lot.
Of
It's a
course,
lot.
it's a lot.
It's a lot.
And it's even worse, well, it's even more, sorry, I should say worse, it's even more for a person with a mentality like yours to believe, listen, I have got to be the one to do it. There's nobody
Mhm.
else. And when you think like that, you just take up everything on your shoulder and you just decide, march on.
Yeah.
But
What you gonna do, Mary?
it got to break. It have to break at some
It have to
point.
break at some
And if
point.
you're not even strong then when it breaks,
Yeah.
all hell
But you
breaks
have
loose.
to be there for them, even if you get a cup of tea for them, whatever. You try and keep things normal. You try and
As
keep
normal
life.
as
Yeah, yeah,
possible.
yeah. You try and keep your life normal. That's what I can say. You go through your life as normal, whatever it is you're doing, whether you
Was it for you uh, a mindset? Or did you actually feel the normalcy, or it was just a mindset I have to do something? But behind that,
I
underneath that, there was underlying pressure. There was
well
the underlying
the
fear. There was the
underlying
underlying
thing was there, but that was covered up for a while. You just try to keep things normal. You don't really talk about it. You do what you have to do. But what you want for dinner, or, you want some coffee, or what, you just try to go along with your life.
do you think though? Let me ask you that one.
Uh,
You know your husband, and your husband knows you.
uh-huh.
So do you think your husband somewhere picked up that you were really
I don't know. He must have assumed that we were all going through it, but not saying anything really. And he tried to keep his life normal too, doing the same things or whatever. But it doesn't go away. Cancer is a devil, and it's right there, standing by you all the time when you know you have it, and when you know your friends have it. I have a good friend Nicole who has cancer now.
yeah,
And I saw her on Sunday, and I must say she looks pretty good from the last time I
well,
saw
oh
her.
great. You crossed
Yeah,
my mind.
we spent a couple of hours with her, and she was looking and talking good. That's what I can
Awesome.
see. I don't know what's happening, but
Looks of
from the
it.
looks of it, yeah. So thank you, Jesus, for that.
Absolutely.
But cancer is a bad word, and when you're told you have cancer, you just feel like collapsing and dying. That's what you feel like doing, but you can't. You have to pull up your big girl panties and trod on until the Father rings his bell for you because he ain't ring it yet. So
So is there some sort of normalcy now? Are you experiencing? Have you gone through the worst of it as
I
far as
think we have gone through the worst of it, but it wasn't so bad. Dylan had an after a medication that was maladministered to him here,
oh, so it
here,
still went there's a
here,
lot going on there.
and then I think it did more damage than the cancer did really. So he lost his limbs were kind of he couldn't walk upstairs and that kind of thing. He's just coming back now, really. But apart from that, we're doing everything normal now. It's been 3 years. This is the third year that we're going through it. He's still doing treatment and stuff like that. Not radiation, but he has medication to
Right.
be on. And after the third year, we try to keep it together. His testings have been good. So, but he's very proactive, Dylan. He's not like other men who shy away from
Right.
doctors and tests and this kind of thing.
Right. How do you treat it now as a partner, as a wife, as a stabilizer, for want of a better term? How do you treat now moving forward? It's still always that little doubt that anything at any time can
Can
happen.
happen.
So how are you managing
Well, I try not to think about that. I'll deal with that shit when it
that?
gets there. You understand?
It's a lot.
I can't
It's
spend my
crazy.
life just because I'm missing out.
Exactly. So what's the approach that you take?
The approach now is I'm going to do what I have to
Every
do.
moment
Yeah,
you
every
have to
moment.
make
Yeah,
the most
you
of
make the
it.
most of the moment that you have. You understand? You can't spend your life thinking what's going to happen tomorrow. Tomorrow is not yours. Now is yours. You're here now. So deal with now. Enjoy now. And it really brings you in. It really makes you think, boy, I need to savor every moment that I have now because you go through life. I'm always going to be here. That kind of thing. We don't think of dying. We don't think of anything. But then after that, it really shakes you. It really rocks your world.
Does it at any time? The fact that you have to now adapt into this, like you
Hmm.
said, put on the big girl panties and you've
Hmm.
got to put on this rock hard sort of approach. Do you find it sort of off balance? Because do they just need that, or is there a moment when they just need that softer side, or they don't? Is it difficult for you to transition between when it is that they need that really strong,
But you see,
tough,
I think
proud
for
girl?
me, it's just that you just continue to be yourself.
Okay, so you manage that, but
Yes,
you
yeah. Just
okay.
continue to be yourself. You don't make a big deal out of anything. You just keep talking about it. It's here, it's there. What we do. You do what you have to do, but you have to live your life in between that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, Cheryl,
Hmm.
when you doing that, because I'm picking up this, it looks
Hmm.
like okay, I have to do what I have to do. So you're probably subconsciously going into this. You're so adamant that listen, we're not making this a problem. So sometimes you almost looks like you're not even bothering with it. What if your partner stuff feels like, okay, well, what is she? She's not acknowledging this. Like because you got so
But I think he knows I acknowledge it. We all he knows we acknowledge it, but we just try to live our life as normal as possible.
what
You
about
know,
the
some
kids?
well, Zizi's an adult now, so I don't know what's. I mean, you never know what's going on in
Children.
people's children's heads. You know what I'm saying? And my grandson over with the grandpa is just sick, and you have to take care of it. We go to Martinique and that kind of thing.
Okay.
But what can I tell you? Because everybody's going to go through it differently. Some people are going to collapse and die, break down. But I think the worst part of it is not knowing the the holding of the hand
Yeah.
through the process. I think that's the biggest issue for me. We really need somebody or an office or a desk. And I spoke to the embassy. I think I said, you really need a desk somewhere that people can call and see when they come into Martin for treatment.
Yeah.
You meet them at the
The
airport.
process, the
Walk
process. Yeah.
walk them through the airport, the hospital, take them where they need to go. They'll pay for the service because they don't have a choice. But um, to give you some good news, you know Joanna Salton.
Yes, yes, I remember her.
This girl is a miracle worker, I must say. Right?
Is she here? Oh,
No,
she's in
she's in
Martinique.
Martinique.
Okay.
But she has set up, she heard my call and she has set up a business where she will hold your hand
And walk you through the
and
process.
walk you through the process.
That is awesome.
You arrive at the airport or at the dock, she'll meet you and she will take you to your doctor's appointment. She will talk for you, translate, whatever,
Wow.
and just keep you safe, I can say.
That is
Keep you
lovely.
safe.
That is
So if anybody wants a number, I have a number, I have a flyer I can send to them. And when you have that sorted out, half your worries are done. Then you just deal with your cancer or whatever it is,
Yes.
But the cancer, the money, the French language, the this, the that, it's a
You
lot.
don't know
It's
which
too
go,
much.
what to do.
It's
You,
too much for
you
one
don't know what they're
person.
saying.
But what they're saying is too much. It's too much.
Right.
You know,
It's scary.
it's scary. It's
Yeah.
scary. It's
She
scary.
was asking me, "Do you go to Martinique?" Did you ever not? I said, "No, I have not because I feel scared. I'm not sick. But I
Uh-huh.
feel scared because I think so when I go to Martinique, I can't speak no one. I
Well,
don't
you can
know
go, Joanna, now.
what I do. I
Learn the
don't know.
Creole language so you can get it. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a
I
lot.
have to go there when a whole group of you all decide we go and I
Well,
know all there, no, let's
yeah,
go.
it's a lovely country. I love it. I love it. But
Right.
it's a
Oh
lot
boy.
when you have to deal with that situation on your own. It's a lot. So once you can get somebody to do that process for you, I think you can deal with the medical issue.
So now how do you care for you now, Sharon?
Girl, I love my music. You know that we're
Yeah.
planning jazz samplers, so
Right. So you have your
that's
little
keeping me
you have your
busy.
out
I have my
outlet.
little outlet. Yes,
Great.
I have my
It's
little
important.
outlet.
It's important.
Jazz samplers coming, so we're
Oh,
busy planning
I
that
love
thing,
it. I absolutely
and
love
that
that.
keeps me very very busy
Right.
until it's executed. And I have my little music, and I love my movies and that kind of thing. So I give my little
Outlet.
outlet. Yeah, that kind of, yeah, that's about it really.
If you were to live anything, as we wrap it up, if you were to live any, words for persons who's probably in yours who may end up there,
Mm-hmm.
you're a living example of what it takes. And trust me, you
Mm-hmm.
more so because you are like this, like
Two pieces in a
white
pod.
on rice, like white on rice. So when you talk about somebody, being affected,
uh,
it's like it
yeah,
was
yeah,
you because
yeah,
the you were ready to it, like
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
become
yeah,
one.
yeah.
You don't see the one without the other,
I mean,
so you would be very best well placed to give a complete insight as to what it is like and how it is that person should really.
I'm just saying, be calm. I mean, when
Mhm.
you first get that thing, you're rocked to your core,
Uh-huh.
but you just have to stay calm, and think logically.
Mhm.
What is the first step? What is the second step? What is the third step? How do I get to the first step? Do I need help?
Mhm.
Call somebody.
Right.
What do you think about this? What do you think about that? Get people's opinions on different things and do your own research as well.
Right.
You do your own research to see what's happening. They provide medication for you, Google, whatever. Do your own research. But everybody will do it differently. But I'm saying once you get your diagnosis and it's that way, you need to just step back a little and try to think, how am I going to walk through that process and how am I going to get there? You have to do a lot of planning, a lot of planning. You need a lot of support, you need help, you need people to be there, people to talk to or whatever, and get your information, that kind of thing. But then that's
How
what
did
it is.
the entire ordeal affect you personally and adjustments? You have to make a lot of new adjustments. You had to adapt to different things. Maybe routine wise, you had to change around a
Girl,
lot of.
I don't, the only thing I know that suffered during that process was my kitchen garden. Really
Uh-oh.
suffered. I had a lovely kitchen garden, and when diagnosis came, that all went to hell.
Uh-oh. You
You
plan
know,
to go back to do that.
I'm thinking about it,
Or maybe
but
now it's even because now you have to know be
yeah,
careful what you eat and things.
yeah,
So
that kind of thing.
yeah,
But life now is pretty much the same.
yeah.
You
No real
don't change.
unrest. No.
No real unrest, except initially you have to go to Martinique and you have to go for treatment and everything is just uprooted. But then after that, when you settle down in it, you just Try to be normal. Go through life. What you gonna do? You have to be normal for you to live a normal life. You know, you have an
And
issue, you call a friend, you talk to somebody or whatever. You find something to fill in your space and your time.
a
But
little area I wanted to segue to this
mm,
before. I'm thinking it's worth
mm,
answering. As an employer, because you don't experience this as an employee. So I'm saying
mm,
as an employee, you can you imagine what it's like? And do we have um, measures in place for employees? Let's say, for instance, an employee was you,
mhm,
and you were working for somebody, and your closest partner, you're the closest they have.
mm,
So you're the one that have to do all of this.
mm.
Do you think that employers have been understanding enough to give allowed you that opportunity? Do we have that sort of notion? So
I'm sure some employers wouldn't care really digit when their work done. But I
yes,
can tell you, it's no point having that employee there and she's worrying about
right.
her loved
So
one in the
does that
office.
give
You
you a
will get no
different
work done.
perspective now?
You get no work
Yeah,
done. You're just wasting her time and or his time and your time.
yeah,
So you might as well say, well, Mary, take some time out to be with you.
right. And genuinely we say that.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
So I'm saying now, as from an employee
yes.
standpoint, this is something you could try.
Give the spouse or the loved one time off to be with the sick
Significant. Yeah.
significant other. Because you're at work and it's not happening. You're physically sitting there, but nothing is happening.
Nothing is happening.
So employers should be a little more sensitive and just it'll be so nice of you. She'll think so much better of you as a human being. And she'll put in so much work when she comes back. You understand? Yeah, or he.
Yeah.
If they get another job offer, they say, no, I'm not leaving. That guy was so good to me.
Yes. Yes.
People must think about these things. Yeah.
Oh, Cheryl, I want to commend you again, like I said. You didn't bring on me.
No, I did that once.
Hold up. I'm going to time. What's happening?
I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm
All right,
okay, I'm
that's good.
okay,
That's
okay.
good. It's good.
So if anybody wants any information
Yes,
with Joanna's
Joanna.
situation, she will walk you from the airport, from the docks to the hospital through the process.
Right.
And she'll provide that service for you and you'll be better off. I can tell you, you'll be better off.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Cheryl, thank you again.
You're welcome, darling.
To come and
Yeah.
share with us. Hopefully in future we'll have Dylan here on a different show. Maybe I will put something together and we can have Dylan. Yeah, and Dylan, he speaks.
Yeah,
He
he
speaks in
speaks,
Iowa.
yeah.
You know, wonderful.
Okay.
But thank
It
you
was
so
nice
much
being
for
here, yeah.
sharing. I thought it was quite fitting. And thank you for allowing us to tap into your
Mhm.
energy today on this critical day. The observers of Wood Cancer Day.
Thank you
again,
for having
Cheryl.
me. Yeah.
Thank you very, very much. Right, so guys, I hope you're a little enlightened. And for those, like I said, boy, the scariness, thank you for sharing that part as well, because boy, I can imagine. And the people going on normal thing and they just to shop and they probably scary.
Yeah.
I'm scared, much less
Powerless
if you
to
go
walk
in
to that
for it.
hospital, yeah.
It's not nice. All right, so guys, that's our show for today. We do it again next Tuesday. Another She Speaks happens right here on RTI, and we are looking forward to hosting another amazing sentence number one who is going to be willing to share her story with us. We appreciate you guys. Thank you, the First National Bank. Thank you for remaining with us into 2025. We are very appreciative, and we really do, again, support, because they understand the importance of having a platform, to create a platform for women and people in general. And here they are ensuring that they put their back in behind it. So that's it. Put your money where your mouth is. We absolutely appreciate it. Somebody said, very great program. Thank you very much. That's it. Let's take a word from. Oh, somebody's asking for the number. Okay, hold on. We'll get it to you in a bit. All right, we'll get it to you in a bit. Let's take a word now and wrap up for the day.
Started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us. We were here 85 years later. First National Bank Solution Limited is here for you.
I hooked on the flavor of Domino's Pizza. I hooked on the flavor of Domino's Pizza. Always remember, nothing tastes better than Domino's Pizza. What makes it better is that we deliver. So it's like no other. Prices are better. Always remember, nothing tastes better than Domino's Pizza.